Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is March the 16th, 2026, and this is episode 342. And on today's show, I have whips and hauls, so sit back and relax. Grab your beverage of choice, which is water for me, your craft of choice, and let's chat. So how was everybody's week? Mine was good. We still had cold weather. It wasn't very fun. In fact, I believe either on the 10th or the 11th, I can't remember which day it was, we broke another record. 1930 was the last time we had 40 below. We had 40 below on either the 10th or 11th, I can't remember, and it was actually 41 below. So yeah, we broke another record. I'm really tired of this weather-breaking winter we've been having. It has not been fun. But today is nice and relatively warm. It was above 20 below today this morning, so that was really good. I'm not quite sure what the forecast is going, but I looked on the one way out, and it's not until the end of March that we have above zero for the low and the high. Yeah, that's not fun. Not fun at all. And it's like the last week. And I think, well, no, I think there was a day the week before that's supposed to do that. So I'll keep checking and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, it has not been the greatest of winters weather-wise here this year. So, I did go knitting on Friday, had a really great time, and Sunday the littles finally came over. We haven't seen them in a while. It was fabulous. We had a great time. We played. The youngest one loves to read, so he was building his own library out of Grandpa's books, and he was reading to Grandpa, and he's in kindergarten, so that's really exciting. The older one, he can read, he just doesn't like it. And I get it. There were times where I didn't like reading, and my husband also didn't like reading, and my kids, yeah, they didn't like reading a lot either. So I get it. But he's gonna have to really get going on that reading. So, but he can read, he just kind of refuses to, which, you know, okay. I get it. Anything else super exciting? Not really. Just hanging out here, enjoying the retired life with the hubs. So, yeah. Shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. Okay. I'm just gonna pull as I do every week. This one is by Owl Forest Embroidery, and it is the pumpkin houses. Here's the picture. So I'm using the called for kit. So this is a kit, floss and fabric. And I got quite a bit done on the center house this time. I got the roof put in, the chimney put in, and the pumpkins on the bottom. So I think, and the windows were already done, and so I just backstitched the windows. And I think there's a couple of, like one more color that needs to go into that house, and then the house is done. So that, I did a center start. So very awesome on that one. That is a fun stitch. So that is 2 over 2 on I think it's a 32 count. So then I worked on my Whip Go project. This is one of the 2 this month, and this is Cherished Stitchers, a Quaker Halloween sampler, being stitched on 36 count light mocha Edinburgh by Swigert, I believe. Yeah, Swigert. So this is the second time for this one. So I am done with the Whip Go for this go round. As you know, they're on my Whip Go board twice. So this one is done for this time. And I finished the words Hallows Eve, so that all Hallow Eve's words are complete, which was my goal. I wanted to finish that Hallows Eve before I started, put it away for this go round. Okay. And even I can work on the ones that are already called. I can work on again even if they haven't been called twice. So I have given myself that. Then I worked on Santa's Village, and last time, if you remember, I had finished one, and now I am on Poinsettia's Place. And I am stitching this on Glasses Please tiny print here. This is 32 count Platinum Lugana by Zweigart. And I put in the white for the top border. And I think I have all, oh, there might be, I still need to work on this snowflake, and I believe there's another snowflake I need to add, but that's what I did. So very, very happy with that progress. It'll be coming out again once more this month, so I should be able to finish up some more. Then I pulled out Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I am stitching this on a 32 count fabric by Fortnite Fabrics. And it's right here, and it is Pardon Me. When I was in their club, I got all like the gray tones. So I didn't get a lot on this one done. I only did those 3 triangles on the bottom. So this I can just work. When the next time I decide to work on it, I can just go right across, because I have how the points are supposed to be, how the star is supposed to be. So I can just go right across this. And I don't even have to worry about it, because I have this last one done over here. So I can just zip right across. But I just wasn't feeling the stitching. So, and it wasn't this project, it was every project. You can tell I didn't do a lot of stitching on a lot of projects this time, because I just wasn't feeling the stitching. And I'm going to blame it on the weather, because it's not fun. It's March, people. It's spring. It's supposed to be getting warmer, not staying super cold. Dang it. Okay, and then I worked on my Saga by Long Dog Samplers. I am using 32 count vintage Stormy Night, and this is also a picture. Is this a picture display? No, this is a Zweigart. I'm sorry. And I'm going to leave it in the frame here, but I did finish the whole motif, so that in the inside is all finished. I finished, there's a color on the top here, I finished that, and I'm starting to work on the bottom section before I move on to the next vignette. So let me show you. So if you see here, I am working on this section right here. This is done up at the top. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm backwards here. So this is what I'm working on. This little section is finished. So yeah, I'm very happy. I've got three of them done now. 3 of the 7. Yeah, 3 of the 7 completed. So I'm not quite half done with it yet. So when I get this one done, I will be halfway finished with the top row. So, yay. Okay, and I did a fast one on y'all. I worked on that, got both of those little sections, got the one started and the one at the top finished. And I decided I didn't want to stitch on this anymore for the week, so I went ahead and grabbed my Heaven and Earth Designs Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Amy Stewart. And this one, of course, is being stitched on a 25 count, easy guide, 1/1 full cross. And I did, I think, about 300 stitches on this. And then I worked on it this morning before I came in here to do this video. So I finished the diagonal and then started this diagonal today. So yay! I'm going to work on this today. I worked on this a little bit Saturday night and then a little bit Sunday. And I feel like working on it today. I have to start working on things I want to work on because I'm starting to get that bug is starting to slowly die. I know I've mentioned it several times, and I think it's because first the weather, and second, I just am not stitching on things I really want to stitch on. It may come to a point where I just have to add everything back into my stash of stitching and just stitch whatever I want to and not just worry about having just one designer at a time. I haven't quite hit that road yet, or that fork in the road, but we'll see. I got to quit putting so much limitations and restrictions on my stitching because that's when it starts to go haywire. So right now I'm feeling this one, and it works for my acrostic. So, you know, if I have little goals like this, maybe it'll work. But yeah, I did do some acrostics. So I had ELSOF done. So E was Santa's Village for elves. Little Acorn, of course, was for L. S for Saga, since I worked on Saga a lot. O, Once Upon a Fairy Tale. So that worked fine. And the F for Fairy Tale. So I'm taking liberties and doing twice since I worked on it Saturday and Sunday and today. So I have that done. The only letter I have left is the other E, and I have that Another Year Creeps By for the eyeballs, and I'm working on that on Wednesday. So, you know, I am getting it going, and it is slowly progressing, and I'm really happy with how my progression is going. I just realized that one of my projects is not here because it's still in the bottom here. This one is my little acorns, which I worked on, and that's Modern Folk Embroidery. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count Winter Brew by R&R. And I'm very happy with how much I accomplished this week. I got over 600 stitches in. So, the deer done. I started working on the last motif, which goes here, and I believe I can get this motif done probably tomorrow or Friday when I pull it back out. Let me show you that motif here. So this motif is the last motif I have to do for March. So even if it does take me 2 Fridays, that's fine. I don't need to push forward. But if I get this one done before the end of the month, I am going to go back down and start working on the border and filling in a little bit so I see exactly where the borders are, like I did when I went down. And I am like, well, I can tell you how far I am on that because I've got my trusty tablet here that I use for, oops, darn it, okay. I use this tablet. This tablet is for pattern keepers. So, and that is a little acorn. A little acorn, I am 31.81% done. So I'm definitely on a really good track to get this finished by December 24th. I am very happy with that. Okay. Why not? I will tell you, once upon a time, I am 1.11% complete. Once upon a time. Once upon a time fairy tale. Yeah, that one's going to take forever because I have 4,400 stitches done. Hi, Chihuahua. Yes. Okay. Trying to, come on. There we go. So that's where I'm at on those two things. I have talked to you all about the stitching, so I thought I'll show you what I purchased. I know I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. I'm bad podcaster. Bad podcaster. Now I have to find it again. There. Come down here. So I bought 2 patterns from Hade, Heaven and Earth Designs, that are on sale right now, and I bought the minis, and each mini was $6. So I'm really jazzed. So this one is Mini Halloween by Malcolm Watson. Oh, I hope that's not glaring too bad for you guys, because I can kind of see it glaring. But I don't know how I can fix that. But there she is. Isn't she cute? Oh, I just loved it. I loved it so much. And then this one I've been eyeing for a while. And this is Mini Little Boos by Dragon Muse. And those are super cute. Those are just, look at that. And it is no background. So I just love those. I would love doing them as separate pieces even. You know, doing one and having them out. Maybe I'll do that instead of putting them together. That might be super cute. Do one on a piece and another one, and get them framed separately since there's no background. That might be really super cute. And maybe a very colorful background behind them. Maybe. I'll have to think about that. Now, when am I going to start these? I have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. But that's a cute idea. Now that I really think about it, I may do that. Since they're not intertwined with each other and there's no fancy background, that's a very good possibility. Okay, last week I did not talk to you guys about my Thread Walker saga, and I did get some progress on Thread Walker the last 2 weeks. I've moved up quite a bit. I still have 4 more sections of the 600 level to do. I'm almost done with one of those, so I have like 3 1/4 that I still have to work on to get that 600 done. And I'm still using Saga. I'm not gonna flip back and forth. I will be working on Saga all the time. This weekend I worked on it during the evenings every once in a while, and then I did Saturday for a while, and then I'm done. So tonight again I'll pick up Saga and work on it a little bit. I'm at least trying to get 100 to 200 stitches in that every time I touch it. And this last week I only did, well, the last 3 times I picked it up, it was 106, 179, and 297. So I need to, if I get at least 100 to 200, it'll still move Threadwalker Saga along, and it'll still be okay. Gamer will be coming back in the rotation at some point. The weekends, I'm just going to stitch whatever I want. I know I've always had that where I worked on a project in the evenings during the week, and then that same project on the weekends. I'm not going to do that for right now. It may change, but for right now, it's whatever I'm feeling, like I said before. Any other plans? My whip go for this week, I will be stitching that on Thursday. Let me pull it up here. And that is Spider Moon by Just Nan. So that one I will be working on Thursday. And then, of course, Little Acorn is Friday. And then I have the Wednesday, which is Another Year Creeps By. So those are the ones I have scheduled in. And I will just choose to stitch on other things as it comes along. So that is all the blathering that I have for you this week. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. So if you're new, thank you so much for coming in and checking me out. I hope that you will come back if you have enjoyed any of the stitching that you saw. I have lots of different projects and I love Halloween. So, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back week after week. I really do appreciate all of your comments and your likes and coming in to check me out. So I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. Yay! And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.